Hello everyone. In this tutorial we will be learning how to add additional meshes to our existing prototype grid kit in Blender. And then we will take the changes that we made in Blender and we will update our Godot mesh library so then that way we can add an additional objects to our GridMap node. So let's get creating. So go ahead and open the previous prototype grid kit blend file from our last tutorial by going to File, Open, browse to your prototype gridkit.blend file, and then click Open. So first we want to create a corner wall mesh to add to our mesh kit library. So press A until you've deselected all of the meshes, then left click the wall grid column mesh in object mode, press Shift D to duplicate the wall, and press Enter to place the duplicated wall over the top of the other one. Press Alt G to move the wall back to the origin, and then press Shift D to duplicate the wall again. Press Enter to place it. Grab the new duplicate by pressing R to rotate it, Z around the Z axis, enter 90, and press Enter to rotate the second duplicated wall into corner. Press Tab to enter edit mode on the second duplicated wall column 2, and then press 1 or click vertex mode to enter the vertex mode. We want to press Z, hold Z, and choose wireframe so that we can better see the vertices we are selecting. Hold down your middle mouse scroll wheel and rotate around to the back so you can see this both the backs of the wall. Press A until you've deselected all of the vertices. Hold Shift and left click the vertices that are overlapping the first duplicated wall. Press G, X, and enter -0.05 and press Enter to line the wall, the corner up with the other wall. Press Tab to go back into object mode. Press Z and choose material preview to go back to material preview. Hold Shift and left click the first wall so that both walls are now selected. Press Ctrl J to join the first wall and the second wall into one mesh object. Press F2 to rename the wall, and we want to call this one wall grid corner -COL. Press Enter to rename the mesh, and now we want to organize the corner next to our existing wall. So press G to grab, X along the X axis, and enter -2.5. Press Enter to move the wall back, then press G, Y, enter 4.5, and press Enter. to move it over 4.5 meters to the right. So now that we have our newly created model that we wanted to add to our prototype kit, we want to export the changed meshes. In object mode, press A to select all of the meshes that we want to export. Click File, Export, GLB GLTF, Expand Include. Make sure Selected Objects is checked, and then browse to where you've saved, to where you want to save prototype, overwriting the GridKit file, and then click Export to export the changed mesh kit. Next, we will be going into Godot and importing the changed mesh kit. Open up the Godot project that we created in the last tutorial, which I'll link above, for creating a GridMap mesh kit. So what we are going to do now is we want to import the modified prototype grid kit that we updated in Blender. Expand the assets, models, and then left click the prototype grid folder where we imported our prototype grid kit. Browse to where you have exported the prototype gridkit.glb file. Left click and drag and drop the prototype gridkit.glb file onto the prototype grid folder to import the new changes into Godot. Double click our prototype grid kit scene, intermediary scene that we use to generate our mesh library, and make sure that the new asset is imported. As you can see, the corner wall is now added to our Godot project. So now you want to re-export this scene as your mesh library. So go up to Scenes, Export as Mesh Library, go into the Assets folder, Mesh Libraries folder, and choose the Prototype GridKit Mesh Library. Now we are going to merge with the existing, but you can choose to overwrite by unchecking the merge with existing, but we're going to leave merge with existing checked. And what this will do is we'll take our new changes that we made to the prototype mesh library and merge them with our existing mesh library, as long as things haven't been renamed or deleted. So sometimes you may want to import a clean copy or just merge. So go ahead and click Open to merge, and it's making sure that you want to overwrite, so go ahead and click OK. So now we want to double click our level template.tscn scene to open our scene, and click on the GridMap node and verify that we have our new mesh object. Now the reason that we imported the mesh object is that as you're creating a wall, let's say you want to continue the wall around the corner. So we're going to rotate this wall and we're going to try to place the wall, which it places just fine. But there's instances like if I want to wrap the wall around, so you can right click to remove walls that you've placed, and I'm going to place back the one I just deleted there. So now let's grab the corner and rotate around so that now when I add this mesh, corner mesh, you can see that we can make more interesting hallways. And I'm just adding, and then press escape, and if you hold down right click and you can move around with WASD and see the changes. I hope you have enjoyed exploring the process of creating new mesh objects for the Godot GridMap node. If you found this tutorial helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions or want to share your own helpful tips, feel free to drop it in the comments below. Until next time, stay creative and happy creating.